All right, in this video, we're looking at the differences for kindergarten league division as opposed to the other divisions, right? So our first and major difference is that for kindergarten, for how we do it is we are going to be on this field. So this is what our kindergarten field looks like. Everybody else plays on the other. Now you'll notice at the top, that means kindergarten is 4v4. Everybody else is 7-on-7 because kindergarten's playing on a smaller field. Kindergarten does not use goalies. All right. There are no goalies. We have a smaller field. So let's look at some of the specific differences. And most of the differences for kindergarten come from the fact that we don't have goalies. So let's look right here. There are no goalies, so we have this goal area, this goal arc. Nobody is allowed inside the goal arc area, the big X there. No one is allowed inside that area, not the offense, not the defense. Please, coaches, emphasize this in your kindergarten practices. Nobody is allowed inside that goal area. All right. Now, before we get to what happens if somebody goes in there, let's talk about why we specifically want to run 4-on-4. Now, this right here, yellow on offense, red on defense, is what 4v4 in theory should look like. You got 4 people in defense, you got 4 people on offense spread out moving the ball. It looks like if you just add a fifth player on each team, it should work out fine. The problem is, this is never what the game looks like in kindergarten. This is what the game looks like in kindergarten. You have all the players surrounding the ball. You have a big mob of people kicking at the ball, and maybe one person off on the side waving to their mother. But other than that, you just have what kind of the beehive formation, which means that adding a fifth person for both teams makes this situation even worse and makes it even harder for each individual player to have any chance at doing something with the ball. It's hard enough at 4v4 with kindergarten for each individual child to try to do something with the ball because, again, there you have that group on the ball. Now, obviously, in practices, coaches, you're going to try to emphasize, all right, spread out and everything. But nonetheless, this is going to happen a lot. You're going to get this. And so that's why we really encourage you to make sure you do 4v4. Try to avoid the temptation of trying to throw more kids on the field. We know you're going to have big teams and you're going to have a lot of kids on the sidelines. But if you put more kids on the field, you're just going to lead to more frustration of all the kids who are on the field. If you can leave it just 4v4, the kids who are on the field are going to get a chance to do something with the ball. They're going to have more time running and actually playing and have more fun, and you'll be able to rotate kids now. Plus, with kindergarten, they're going to get tired very quick anyways, so it's going to work out well. All right. So what happens if somebody runs inside that goal area? So if the defense touches the ball while it's in the area, so let's see, we'll take our ball. Let's say our ball goes inside the goal area. Maybe yellow kick the ball inside the goal area. Red team runs up inside of here and kicks it away. Okay. If the red defense is inside our goal area, which we already said no one's allowed inside the goal area, and touches the ball, then it counts as a goal for the offense. And so you'd say, oh, that's a goal, take the ball back to midfield, red team will get the ball. Everything goes just as if yellow had scored a goal. Okay. So that's what happens if the defense runs inside this arc, touches the ball, the offense gets a goal. If you switch it, if the offense touches the ball, so the ball's coming in here, the offensive player runs inside the arc and tries to kick the ball inside the goal. It doesn't matter if they kick it in the goal or they miss or they pass it out. It makes no difference. If they run inside the arc, all right, then the defense gets a goal kick. Now, let's talk about what a goal kick is for kindergarten, because this is our last difference. For the others, a goal kick is in the goal box, but we don't have a goalkeeper box because there are no goalies. We have this goal arc, but no one's allowed in that goal arc. So the ball should be placed anywhere on the goal line, not inside the goal arc, not on the goal arc, somewhere on the goal line, either on the right side or the left side. Okay. And this is super important. I put it at the top. This is true for all leagues, but it's especially important At the kindergarten level, because our fields are as small as they are, defense must be behind the midfield line. So coaches, please emphasize this to your teams. Practice this. On a goal kick, the defense must retreat quickly back behind midfield line. Offense would then have someone back there to kick the ball into a teammate. As soon as they kick the ball in, then yellow team can run up and play defense. Okay. They need to stay behind midfield until that ball is kicked in, and then they can come in. Okay. All right. I believe that's it for our differences in kindergarten. Obviously, other differences are, just the way they will be playing, the pace of plays, how the game looks. Um, the rules are the same for everything else. However, how you implement it is going to be very different, meaning, like for throw ins. Obviously, if there's a throw in error in kindergarten, you're either going to show grace or you're going to determine that the player needs to try throwing the ball in again. We don't penalize them by giving the ball to the other team. So if there's a problem on the throw in, you either determine that it wasn't worth redoing or you have the player redo the throw in. You don't award the ball to the other team. And so, again, we do show a lot of grace on different rules. We do want to make sure we are still protecting players. So if a player is out being clearly dangerous, um, make sure we're looking out for that. Coaches, especially if you have a player who's clearly being dangerous, putting other kids at risk, please pull that child out of the game, talk to them, address that with them, because we definitely want to be very careful, especially at this, because we're on small fields, players are very bunched together. We do want to be very careful of player safety.